By Saturday, the 22nd of August, special rules of engagements were drafted and approved by the FBI headquarters and the Marshal Service for use on Ruby Ridge. According to the later RTF report to the DOJ in 1994, the Ruby Ridge row were as follows. Number 1, if any adult in the area around the cabin is observed with a weapon after the surrender announcement had been made, deadly force could and should be used to neutralize the individual.
But only after the surrender announcement.
Right.
Wait.
After the surrender.
After they tell him to surrender.
Right.
Okay.
Number 2, if any adult male is observed with a weapon prior to the announcement, deadly force can and should be employed if the shot could be taken without endangering
so they're
any
saying even
children.
if you see somebody with a weapon before we announce the request to surrender, kill them. Jeez.
Number 3, if compromised by any dog, the dog can be taken out.
Well, you already took out the dog.
I had to put that in there.
I know. They were like, make sure we get that.
Number 4, any subjects other than Randy Weaver, Vicki Weaver, Kevin Harris, presenting threat of death or grievous bodily harm, FBI rules of deadly force apply. Deadly force can be utilized to prevent the death or grievous bodily injury to oneself or that of another. So basically, Moida is on the table.
Any
boys.
subjects other than those three, though?
Other than a child.
No, other than Randy, Vicki, and Kevin.
Yeah, anybody. They're saying anybody.
But other than them.
Right.
Right.
Anybody, basically.
Right.
Even them.
Right.
There's no children. There's no children, they say. But that one gets...
Except for the one that already, the first death.
And what's about to happen, too.
The child didn't die, but...
It doesn't matter.
As noted in a footnote to the report in this crucial section, the rules of engagement was modified from adult to adult male in number 2 to exclude Vicki Weaver at around 2:30 or 3 p.m. after consultation with Eugene Glenn because Vicki Weaver was not seen at the site of Deegan's slaying. Right. The rules of engagement were communicated to the agents on site, including communication to HRT sniper/observers prior to deployment. Communications that included the change of adult to adult male to exclude Vicki. Some deployed FBI agents, in particular the snipers, would later describe the adopted rules of engagement as a green light to shoot on sight any fucking body.
Oh, my goodness.
Dude, such poor communication, dude.
No communication. It doesn't matter anyway. They were
just shooting to kill.
They're lying just to get here in the first place.
Right.
22nd of August, the second day of the siege, between 2:30 and 3:30 p.m., the FBI hostage team, sniper observer teams were briefed and deployed to the cabin on foot. According to the RTF report to the DOJ, there were various views and interpretations taken of these rules of engagements by members of the FBI SWAT teams in action at the Ruby Ridge site. Denver SWAT team leader Gregory Sexton described them as severe and inappropriate. They were. Good for you, Denver SWAT team leader Gregory Sexton.
2 members of the Denver SWAT team said they were strong and a departure from the standard deadly force policy, inappropriate, and of a sort one had never been given before.
Right.
The latter of these 2 members said that the other SWAT team members were taken aback by the rules and that most of them clung to the FBI standard deadly force policy. Yeah, they're like, we're not doing this.
Right.
Another team member responded to the briefing on the rules of engagement with, "You've got to be kidding.
You got to be kidding me. What's going on? What do they have on this guy?
Right.
What did he do?
Why are they so eager to take this dude out like this?
Right. What does he know? Most of the FBI hostage and sniper observers team accepted the rules of engagements as modifying the deadly force policy. According to later interviews, hostage sniper Dale Monroe saw the rules of engagement as a green light to shoot armed adults, males on sight.
Males, though.
Yeah. And hostage sniper Edward Wenger believed that if he observed armed adults, he could use deadly force. But he was to follow standard deadly force policy for all other individuals. He said adult that time.
Any adult, right.
Fred Lansley, the FBI hostage negotiator at Ruby Ridge, was surprised and shocked at the rules of engagements. The most severe rules he had heard in more than 300 hostage situations. He later characterized the rules of engagements as being inconsistent with standard policy. The 1996 Senate report criticized rules of engagement as virtual shoot-on-sight orders.
Seriously.
Well, they all allowed it to happen.
What are they, high-level Al-Qaeda operatives, or what the hell?
Yeah, they can criticize it afterwards, but let it happen when it did.
Before negotiators arrived at the cabin, FBI sniper Lon Harachi, from a position of over 200 yards north and above the Weaver cabin, shot and wounded Randy Weaver in the back with the bullet exiting his right armpit while he was lifting the latch on the shed to visit the body of his dead son.
Oh, jeez.
The sniper testified later at the trial that he put his crosshairs on Weaver's spine, but Weaver moved at the last second, so he was going to kill him. As Weaver, his 16-year-old daughter Sarah, and Harris ran back toward the house, Harachi fired a second bullet, wounding Harris in the chest.
Jeez.
This bullet killed Vicki Weaver, who was standing behind the door in the cabin where Harris entered. Vicki was holding the Weaver's 10-month-old baby, Aleshia.
Yeah. Idiots.
I always thought that they saw her in a window and shot her.
Right.
I guess not, huh? But still, wow.
Or she was standing in the doorway. I knew that.
Or something, right, yeah.
Jeez, oh, Pete. The RTF report to the Department of Justice Office of Professional Responsibility of June 1994 stated unequivocally in conclusion that the rules that allowed the second shot to have been made did not satisfy constitutional standards for legal use of deadly force. The 1996 report of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee. Jeez, oh, Pete.
It's also a committee, but a subcommittee at the same time.
1996 report of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee Subcommittee on Terrorism, Technology, and Government Information. Jeez, oh, frickin' Pete. You guys just like having a bunch of names. Anyway, Arlen Specter is the chair, concurred with Senator Dianne Feinstein, saying, yeah, this is ridiculous.
No, she dissented. She said, no, that was absolutely...
Well, she said it was good?
Yeah, she's like, no, that was good. She's a Democrat, and the Specter's a Republican, so...
All right.
Both pieces of shit, but...
The RTF report said that the lack of a request by the marshals to the Weavers to surrender was inexcusable. I know. Jeez. Harris and the two Weavers were not believed to be imminent threat.
Right, why would they be?
Right, since they were being reported as running for cover without returning fire. Jeez. No call out, no nothing. This is
dude.
They should have a helicopter come in and be like,
shine a light or something.
Right,
be
geez,
like,
oh, freaking Pete, man.
The later Justice Task Force criticized Harachi for firing through the door when he did not know if anyone was on the other side of it. While there is a dispute as to who approved the rules of engagement which Harachi followed, the task force condemned the rules of engagement that allowed shots to be fired with a request for without a request for surrender.
Right.
So they're just shooting. Yeah, they didn't even they haven't even requested anybody to surrender yet.
The dude's sniping the dad, going look at his dead son, and he's getting sniped in the back.
That is just sad.
That's ridiculous. Jeez, oh, Pete. The FBI's headquarters and the site commanders in Idaho both reevaluated the situation based on information about what had happened on the 21st of August, which they were receiving from U.S. Marshals Hunt, Cooper, and Roderick. On August 23rd, repeated attempts to negotiate with Weaver via a bullhorn failed. There was no response from the cabin. On about Monday, August 24th.
About Monday?
The fourth day of the siege. FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Colson, who did not know that Vicki had been killed, wrote a memo with the following content.
How does he not know?
Right. He wrote a memo. He said, something to consider. 1, charge against Weaver is bullshit. 2, no one saw Weaver do any shooting. 3, Vicki has no charges against her. It doesn't matter. 4, Weaver's defense, he ran down the hill to see what the dog was barking at. Some guys in camouflage shot his dog, started shooting at him, killed his son. Harris did the shooting. He is in a pretty strong legal position.
Of course he is.
Wow.
And he didn't even know what was just happening.
Right.
The standoff was ultimately resolved by civilian negotiators, including Bo Gritz, to whom Weaver agreed to speak. Through Gritz's mediation, Harris, who had earlier urged Weaver to end his suffering, surrendered on August 30th, which was a Sunday. He was removed via stretcher. He's shot.
Right.
And then he was flown by Air Force medical evacuation helicopter to Sacred Heart Medical Center in Spokane.
Okay.
Weaver allowed the removal of his wife's body, which Gritz oversaw. Yeah, the dude's like, dude, you're about to die. Your wife just died. Your kids died.
I'm surprised he just didn't go out blazing, dude.
Think of your daughter. And he's probably like, all this stuff. He's probably been seeing the news coverage and stuff, too. He's like, dude, you got this. Like, get out of here and fight this.
All right.